guys, I'm Amy, and you've landed on Belle Loves Bargains. That's my cow Effingham, and sometimes he co-hosts with me. He's got a lot to say. This channel is Dollar Tree, and only Dollar Tree. And why? Because everything at the Dollar Tree is $1.25, people. So stick around, consider subscribing, and don't forget to give me that big thumbs up. And if you want to know more about the 4 uploads I do every week, just check out the description box for more information. Enjoy! Oh, the weather outside is frightful. Not really. But the fire is so delightful. Don't have one. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. But not in Arizona. Man, well, up in the mountains of Arizona. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping. And I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home will be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Hey guys, welcome to Belle's Bargains. My name is Amy. Okay, I'm in Arizona, so I'm not going to get snow where I live. There is snow in Arizona, though, because Arizona has a forest. Actually, I think it has the most forest of any state, something like that. And actually, when we go camping on our property off-grid, we get snow there. But where I'm at today, no snow. And I have lived where there's lots of snow in Iowa. But I did some crafts that have something to do with snow, so of course. And guess what today is, you guys? Today is 2 things. It's a twofer. Are we ready? It's a twofer, Effingham. I know. First of all, it's day number 1 of my 25 straight days of Christmas. Wish me luck that I can make it. I actually got through 31 of Halloween. There were a couple of days. What is with the hair? I'm still sick, by the way. There were a couple of days where my 31 days of Halloween were a little late on the upload because things happen, internet goes down or whatnot, but I did make it through, and so I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it through my 25 straight days of Christmas. But today is also, not only is it day number 1 of 25 straight days of Christmas, it's also a challenge, and this challenge is, hold on, let me pull it up so I can show you. This is the Hellowinter challenge. Hello, winter. It's toasted by Tammy and Ellie. So Tammy's from the Rusted Willow. I really love Tammy's stuff. She's very, very, very creative. I should say that about all of them. Tammy's just a channel I know a little bit more. So anyway, and then there's Ellie from DIY House to Home, also very good. And then Our Gray House. So that's the co-host is Our Gray House. I'm sorry, don't know her first name. And I've watched her videos. Anyway, doesn't matter. So today is that challenge, the Hellowinter challenge. So I'm super excited about that. So just so you guys know, their channels will all be linked down below, as is the playlist. You know the routine, right? Make sure you go see the hosts and the co-hosts. It takes so much work to do these challenges. I don't do them. I don't have the time. I participate. And I'm so very thankful for the people that put the challenges on. I mean, it's just a really great, great, great thing. So since today was Hellowinter, and it's also day number 1 of my 25 straight days of Christmas, I was like, well, this all works out really well. Do you like my pajamas and my little beanie? First of all, for all of you who are regulars here, I've had pneumonia and basically been in bed for 2 weeks. So these jammies came in very, they're a onesie, by the way. Look, it's a onesie. It's a onesie. Very, very comfortable. See? Still got the cough. So, Effingham thinks I look fun. You wear a onesie every day. Yes, you do. It's just your head, though. Okay. So let's see. Let's dive into what we did today. Go make sure you check out everybody's challenge. Tell them Amy from Bella's Bargain sent you. By the way, if you're new here and you haven't been to my channel before, you should know this channel is Dollar Tree, and only Dollar Tree. And why? Because everything in the Dollar Tree is that's right, Effingham, $1 and a quarter. And I can only go to one store because I spend enough at that one store and I craft enough just from that one store. So I think it's kind of amazing the things that I can make only going to Dollar Tree. So the Dollar Tree supplies, I find everything that I need. And so it's super exciting. Although I'm thinking about buying a little miniature table saw. That's okay, right? Obviously, I'm not going to get that at the Dollar Tree. So I think I am going to buy one. There's a couple little tools I think I'm going to buy for crafting just to make it easier for me. So let's get into this, shall we? I'm super excited. When I hauled this was the first thing I made for today. When I hauled these little, they're icicle lights, I said, I'm going to make them Christmas trees. And so I did. Do you guys love this? Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. All right, ready? Are you ready for this fun though? Watch. Boop, boop. Okay. So I'm going to show you something. I had two different types of icicle lights. So I had the one that was strung up, and then I had the ones that were the taller ones. See this one? That you screw on and off. So you'll see in the video how I did this. So I glued it all down, blah, 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 blah. All right, and then I hid, so I put my little round up on little feetsies so I could hide my light switch. And then there's like 1, 2, 3, there's 5 lights in that light switch. So you could just do that, but I added the screw-in ones, and so then I just unscrew them and screw them back on. Now, you're not gonna do that every time, but I could certainly see, and this one won't work for some reason. Apparently now this one won't either. There it goes. I can see, turning the lights on and off, but if I was gonna have a party, I'd probably screw in those too. But just to let you know, and I only did that so that I could have the height of the acrylic trees. See, they're little trees. They're not icicles, they're trees. And then of course, I used the ornaments that are the like sparkly white tree. I cut this one down so it was shorter, so they wouldn't be exactly the same height. And then this is just one of the woods, Let It Snow, which by the way, I think is horrible because that looks like an E at the end, but I couldn't figure out how to fix it, so I left it. I suppose I could have well, anyway, I didn't, I left it. So it's Let It Snow. Why didn't I fix that? I should have fixed it. That's okay. So I think it's super cute, super easy, just a fun little decoration. I put cotton balls down here and some spray snow and some blue faux smo. It's faux smo? What's faux smo? FOMO. Does anybody know what FOMO is? FOMO, fear of missing out. But what is faux snow? Fear of something out. I don't know. Anyway, faux so. Faux show? Faux so? Faux. Stop. Like, I know. FOMO. FOMO. FOMO is for you. Okay. All right, we have to stop. So I think this is a super cute little sort of small a decorative piece. So perfect for like a bathroom, like a cute little nightlight thing. So there you go. You can turn it off and on. I love how it sort of gives this blue in right now. I wonder if I turn off, well, it's daytime though, so it's not gonna do much, but is that a little better? Can sort of see it. Can I turn you off? There we go. Look at that. See? Super cute, right? Anyway, I like this one. Okay, my lights are back on. Let's turn lights back on. So there was that one. Lights, camera, action! Okay, I'm feeling better, can you tell? No, Effingham. I think I'm gonna go back to work tomorrow. I don't know, I'm having to decide. I had an x-ray waiting for the doctor to call me back. So, I'm not sure if I'm going back to work yet or not. But anyway, I'll still be crafting. All right, this one, boo! I love these, super easy. Super, super easy. So, I didn't really go into detail on how I made that one, so you have to watch. This one's so easy though. Let's just talk about it really quickly. They always give us good bones. I talk about that all the time. So this says, let it snow. Again, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. One of my favorite Christmas songs that's non-religious. So all I did, shoe polish around the edge to darken up those edges a little bit. And you'll see I added some more vintagey color in this and in the video, you'll see that. I used one of their new loop-de-loos with the tassel on the end for the beads for the handle. You'll see how I did that. I just undid it and then I knotted it and then I realized, shoot, I can't get the tassel in, so I had to undo it and redo it and restring the beads. But anyway, that's okay. I like how this came out. But then I showed you in the video, I have a box for every season. Like every tub has like a box in it where it's all the leftover stuff, like the leaves that fall off a pig that are only good for Christmas or so on and so forth. So I have a box of stuff like that. So I had in there were these, well, like this one, these sparkly snowflakes that I think came off of one of the tinsel ornaments last year. So it got thrown in there. But any snowflake would do. I was just really going for the sparkly, because this is, you know, sort of metally. So let's talk about the things that I pulled out of that box. These silver strands here were a bunch of strings for, I think it was tags. And I didn't use the strings for the tags, so I just threw it in there. So these are just that silver string that you do tags. These are just little pick things that fell off that I threw into that box. And then I used wooden ornaments underneath these. See, there's a wooden ornament in that. And then the other two here are vase filler snowflakes because I didn't have enough of these. But oh my gosh, it just takes this sign to a whole nother level now, doesn't it? It's so cute now. I absolutely love this. I'll probably give it away at Christmas time with some, you know, gift basket that I make or something like that. But I think it's super cute. Absolutely love it. I hope you guys like it too. Okay, and then the final thing that I made, which I'm really happy with. I don't think I'll be giving this one away. So let me just tell you, this started out because last year I bought some jars that were mason jars that were like a reddish, burgundy-ish color, and they had joy written on them, and it was like etched in, or it was like they were clear. Let me just show you. Well, I didn't use the joy, so this is what I made. So it had a J over here, a snowflake, and a Y. And so I didn't want to use joy, I just wanted to use the snowflakes. Isn't this pretty? Do you guys see that? So I put cotton balls behind the snowflakes, and this is a sign. It had a star. Look, by the way, I don't think I showed this in my filming. I glued a piece of paper behind the star so that the part of it was showing. You don't even know it's there now, do you? Because I put that paper behind it. And then just the straight wood ornaments. But guess what? It gets better. And then I changed the handle too. So do you guys want to see it get better? Ready? Boom, boom. Yes! What? I know. I love this piece. Okay. It's one of the more, it's a little difficult. It is a little difficult. So let's talk about it. You're going to see it on the video. But basically what I did was, on the jars themselves, I painted out the J and the W, and I just did like, I just did red acrylic paint from the Dollar Tree, and I just did a couple of coats of it, just kind of like stippling it on there. Is that how you say it? Anyway, I just and then just kind of went around the snowflake, not completely going up to it, just sort of giving it a shadow box around it. Sort of worked perfect, right? You can't see the J or the Y, so it worked out perfect. Then I measured, this isn't the order that I did them in, but I sort of measured out spacing my jars on there, and you'll notice they're not lined up in the middle. I did not want them lined up in the middle. I wanted to give it more dimension than that. And so then I just took a screwdriver and poked it through, did a zip tie, and then put string over it, and then, anyway, and then I had to like open up the string to cover up the zip tie. Snap, oopsie, we lost a little greenery. I didn't glue those in, that's why. And then put a snowflake over like where the zip tie came together, if that makes sense. And then I didn't do anything to the board except put the paper behind that part of the star that was gonna show. I zip tied on my jars. I put cotton balls. I took a string of lights, started up here gluing it, and then I came down with my string of lights, and you'll see in the video, I grouped them together and put them in cotton balls to put them in there because I don't wanna see the greenery stems, and I wanted the light to really show through at the, let's turn off all light. I wanted the light to really show through at the snowflake, obviously. And look, isn't that beautiful, you guys? What I'm showing you right now just isn't doing it justice. And then look, I used all these, the wooden snowflakes all over it. Oh, I think this came out so good. I'm in love with this piece. Hope you guys are too. I don't know how to turn, there's my light. Man, I don't normally use lights, and I've used lights a lot lately. So anyway, I think this piece is really, really, really beautiful. I don't have a way to hang it up back there, do I? Okay, so hold on now. Let's go see how I made these things. Okay, I have 3 of these jars. So they say joy, right? But I'm going to use some paper to hopefully sort of block out the 2 that I don't want to use, and just use the snowflakes on these. All right, so, and then this is one of the long boards that they sell, some wood ornaments, some picks, some lights, and I'm gonna make a wall hanging that lights up and is snowflakes, you know, because it's winter, kind of like that. So here's my thing. How do I attach these? So I think I'm going to do some measuring and then put some holes in the board and zip tie it through. And if I can do that, this is really pretty much just putting this together, but like I have to clean these jars. I don't know if you can see it, but this one's been sort of cleaned. They're pretty dirty. I don't know why. It came that way. Anyway, the other option, of course, is you could just make this say joy, right? But since I'm kind of going for winter, I'm going to stick with the snowflake. I just kind of like the way that looks better, and I think it's cool. All right, so let's get started. So first thing is to measure. I knew I wanted to pull the mason jar. I didn't want it like all the way down at the bottom, so I just did a little gap there at the bottom and then laid that down and measured. I used the ruler there to make sure that I had the mason jar all the way to the edge, and then just put my little dots in for putting the holes in to put my zip tie through. And so I just used a little screwdriver. I mean, this is just pressed board, so it's super easy to go through, and did my 2 holes. Then tried to put the zip tie through, but the holes weren't quite big enough with those scissors, so I'm just vacuuming up the dust there. So I ended up then taking my little pair of scissors and just notching that out a little bit more so that I could push the zip tie through super easily. I mean, it won't go through right now. So once I did that, then just placement of the next 2 mason jars. So I just basically measured a distance from the zip tie up, and in this case I think it was like 8 inches, but you can figure that out if you were doing your own. And then making sure that the next one, that I put those holes in the very middle of the plank, right? Because I knew I was going to have the bottom one off to the right, then the middle, and then off to the left. So the next one, I put the 2 holes in. I did it dead center on the board. Right here, I'm putting the black paper in, and I glue it in. Later on, you'll see I remove it, because you could see that it was in there when you put the lights in, and it just didn't look right. So this was a wasted step, so don't do it. I ended up painting the mason jars instead. All right, so after I get all of my holes in there, and I zip tie these on, I tried to pretty much zip tie them in the same area, meaning the zip tie would join together in the same area on the front. So now I've got my lights are all batteried up. I'm putting them in there. This is where I can see that the paper just looked wrong. Like, you can see the paper, and I was like, oh no, I don't like how that looks. So I took the paper out. But then I played with the lights, because I had to figure out like how many lights can I put in each jar, and then have enough to string it up to the next mason jar, right? So that I had some lights in each one of them. But I don't like the straight light bulb look. I really wanted to mute those somehow. So I took all the paper out at this point. Now I'm zip tying them down, and I'm going to deal with the lights after they're all zip tied down. And this zip tying, it was really perfect. Oh, notice on the top one there, I only had to make 1 hole because the other half of the zip tie went through the star. So gluing down the battery pack, making sure that it's the right way so that I can change out the batteries, and that my switch is to the outside left of the board. And then I'm grouping like 4 lights together. So at first I started at the top, and I'm like, okay, Amy, no, you gotta start at the bottom. And then I put the lights in, and I stuck a pick in there to see what happens. And the picks worked great, but I didn't like the plain light bulb, so I went and got cotton balls, and I unraveled them, because they're like snow, right? Aren't they like snow? Of course they're like snow. So I unraveled them, and then basically what I did was just sort of enveloped the lights inside of the cotton balls here, and then sort of stuffed my lights inside of there. Once I got them in there and I liked how they were placed, I actually hot glue just the strand part of the light set to the top of the jar so that it holds it in place. So here I sort of tried to wrap it all together and push it in there, and that works pretty good. I end up taking the floral out because it's pulling my lights up too high, and rewrap them. And this is just, if you do this, it's just playing with it and getting it to where where they fit perfectly. And then, like I said, see, I'm gonna just hot glue that little strand right there on the top of the jar, and then put my pick in. And then I just repeat this on up, right? And I try and weave the string of lights almost inside of that and then along the side of the next jar. And at one point, I don't think I show it, but I actually just tacked it down behind the jar with hot glue. So it kind of illuminates from behind on the first and second jar, but not on the very bottom one because the lights didn't go down that low. Okay, so I'm just going to continue this. I keep going up till I get all 3 of them done. And then somewhere in here, which I didn't show, is where, see how you can see through the star up at that top jar. And so I took a piece of paper, sort of that off-whitish kind of paper, and just used a glue stick and glued it behind the sign so that it was white. And then when I put my snowflakes on, you wouldn't really notice the cutout of the star. Okay, so because I really like this whitewash plank. Didn't need a star because I was going for snowflakes, but I really like the whitewash plank. I think I'll buy more of these when or if I find them. Anyway, and then, okay, so now I'm getting all those in. See my Christmas jammies? That's what I'm wearing. I get those in and I tack them down. I did this on all 3 of them. I tacked down the things so that the lights would stay in there where they were, and then I put my next pick in there, and I've got the lights up there, the battery pack, but it's going to be covered up by this pick, and I can reach it at any time to turn them on and off. So I really, really like how this all came out. The lights, I thought was perfect. Another thing I didn't show was I actually dropped a little bit of hot glue behind each mason jar so that they'd stand up straight, because they, like, you can see that one I'm working on right there, it's kind of leaning a little bit. So just pop a little hot glue in the back of them just to keep them straight. Okay. By the way, I hope you're really liking this video. I hope you love that I'm going to do the 25 days of Christmas straight. So make sure that you give a thumbs up to this. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. And please leave me a comment. I would love to know which one of these is your favorite. Don't forget to visit all the people on the playlist for this wonderful challenge. So right here, I've got my acrylic Dollar Tree red paint. And I'm just going over those letters that are shining through the J and the Y on each one of these. And so I end up just dabbing paint all over, all around, on both sides and around the snowflake, just to cover it up. And it worked absolutely perfect. I actually loved the effect that this gave it, because it, I don't know. Anyway, I really like how it came out. And I'm super glad that I went with just the snowflakes and not the joy. So here we go. I'm just dabbing all around my snowflake and all over, covering up the J and the Y. So that took, I want to say it was about 3 coats of doing this. And notice I'm not brushing, I'm like stippling. I'm just like bouncing that brush on there to cover all this up. Like I said, I think it was 3 coats. I just would put it on and then put the fan on and let it dry, and then go back in a little bit and put the next coat on. So this, like I said, this worked absolutely great. But you could have also done joy. Just remember, there was that option. Or you could have done this on your own mason jars. I just happen to have those mason jars, and this was a lot easier than trying to etch in a snowflake. So I'm turning on the light just to see like how much of the letter is still shining through. And it doesn't. It's like perfect. Okay, so then I get that sort of done. Get my painting all on there. Like I said, I think it was 3 coats. And now I'm going to cover up those jars, the zip ties on the jars. So this is nautical rope. I just measure it. And obviously I couldn't cover this up before I zip tied them down. So I'm dealing with that now that they're on there. So I'm not going all the way around. I don't have to. I'm just gluing it in sort of underneath. And when I get to where the zip tie joins together, I untwist a little bit and pop it over it so it lays over that joint there of where the zip tie measures and comes together, and then I glued along the zip tie and on each end. So now I've got that closure pretty well covered, and so I just take a wood snowflake and poof, bam, you don't even know there's a zip tie on there. I think that was very effective. And then of course I do that on all 3 of the jars. You'll notice in that center one I did add some picks that you don't see. The top and the bottom pick are exactly the same, and in the middle one it's the greenery with the white berries, and then I added a pick that was the greenery with the red berries. But I took the pick apart, and so it's just pushed in there. I didn't actually glue it in or anything because I want the ability to change these if I wanted to change what was inside the jars. So again, I'm going to spread open that nautical rope to go over where that is joined together and finish gluing down the nautical rope along that jar, adding my snowflake to cover up the last bit of that slightly shows. So you see why I tried to keep these all sort of in the same area when I zip tied them. And then once I get that done, this project is so close to being done, because then I'm going to add on all my wood snowflakes, which I had pre-laid out and sort of set off to the side. So this is going to be fairly easy. And the biggest thing is covering up what remains of that star at the very top, and I do that by layering snowflakes and putting it there. You'll see here in just a second. So now the jars are pretty much done, and I'm just going to finish it off. So one more snowflake here, and then we have glue strings everywhere. Everywhere. I'm in love with this project, by the way, you guys, in case you didn't know it. I love it. Okay, so now let's go with snowflakes. So see on the top there, you can barely see that star cut out, right? Putting that white paper behind it. So I 3-layer a snowflake here, and then just put it off to the side there. And all I'm doing is I'm putting these snowflakes on, is I'm sort of balancing some of the dead space and making sure that the snowflakes are coming off the side of this sign, so that there is more dimension to it than just the up and down rectangle of it. And so this is going to be personal choice, but I had fun with these and making sure that the holes were tucked, the ornament string holes are tucked under somewhere. So right here I take 2 of them and sort of one on top of the other, like there's a cluster there, and then one of the small ones on top of the second one there, just to add some dimension. And then on down to the bottom one, and I come into the side of this one. Oh, I forgot I put one on the very bottom there, that's right. Anyway, the placement of the snowflakes is just really going to be personal choice, but you guys know I don't like to make it absolutely even. I like to have the balance of things, so it's kind of like every other going down. I'm not sure that makes sense. Anyway, do it however you want to do it. Okay. So then the final thing after I get these on is that the hanger was just this little tiny piece of jute twine. And I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. And so since I had used the jute rope on the jars, I'm like, well, that's perfect. I'm just going to use jute rope for the hanger. So at first, I take this, I don't know how to, the little plastic holder for the jute twine, and I knot around it on both sides. So the knot's in the front, but it's held, it's going to hang this sign up because the jute twine little plastic holders that come through the holes, I knotted around those. So I did use the original hanger, but just to anchor my new hanger, which is with this bigger jute twine. Okay, I love it. I hope you guys like it too. Is going to be super simple. So I have this sign, let it snow, Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And I'm just going to use the white beads from this, so I'll restring them onto here. I might use the tassel. And I have like a box full of stuff. Like every season, I'll have like a box or a little Tupperware thing full of like just throwaway things, right? Like a pine cone or some greenery that came off of something, or some sparkly snowflakes, or some silver twine that I didn't use for tags or something. Anyway, I'll hold on to it. Or little berries or little crystals. Anyway, so I'm going to use some of those things. Also this ornament filler because I want the snowflakes out of here. I have some wood ones, but I'm not sure that I'm going to use them. Anyway, we're going to upscale this sign a whole bunch. And we're going to leave the basic elements here. They even did a great job of like darkening the planks where they would be. But I'm still going to go in and do some, you know, like indenting if I can, sort of. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I don't need to do that. I'm always trying to go just a little bit too far, probably. Anyway, but first, I'm going to take my brown shoe polish, and we're going to distress this sign a little bit and then decorate it up. It's going to be fairly simple, but it's going to look so much better when it's done. You will see. Let's go. All right, so just taking that shoe polish and going around all the edges, and it's going to bleed over onto the side, which I'm totally fine with because I'm going to use that, and I'm adding some more dark to this for a more vintage sort of feel. And then I went ahead and stained the back. Why? I don't know. You're not going to see it. Okay, then I took one of these bead rounds with the tassel on the end, and I'm undoing it because I'm going to use it for my handle or my hanger on this sign. So at first I go through here and I knot, and then I'm like, wait, Amy, that was dumb. You got to get the So I was like, no, okay, undo, start over. So I undo it, take all the beads off. I'm not sure why I filmed all this, guys, sorry. And then I restring it because, of course, I had to get the tassel on that side of the sign. So, and then I just tie it. I removed one bead so that it was a better fit. Now, I have these silver ribbon things from, I don't know, tags or something. And so I undid the tassel wrap about parts so that I could take these, fold them in half, and put them on the front of the tassel. I just thought it looked really cool. And then I rewrap and knot, and now I have these strings on my tassel that are the silver, and so I trim it up, and then I got it wet because those strings just wanted to fly all over. Okay, so now I'm going to take all of these little snowflakes that I got and put them all over. So I put a wood down first, and then the extra snowflakes that came off that ornament or something last year, put that over it. And then I only have 3 of those, so then I used the snowflakes from the ornament filler bag, and they had some silver ones in there. And so I put the wood down and then put those on top of it just to finish it off. So this looks really good. It really, really, really brought it up enough. And then all I have to do is to embellish up there where our tassel is. So I take all those leftover green bits that I told you guys about, and I just start arranging them. So it's pretty simple. Just glue everything down, and then I put a snowflake on top of the tassel. Some of those berries got in the way, so I moved them. But super simple. But look at you guys, this just stepped it up so much. I didn't end up using the white jingle bells, even though I thought I was going to, but that's okay. I'll use them in something else. So that's it, and this one is done, and it looks so much better. I have 1 wood round, 3 wood little pieces, a set of the 5 like LED lights, and then 2 sets of the light up icicles. So I'm gonna get these lit up. Anyway, I'm gonna make a little stand like this, and the battery pack will go underneath it. And then these are gonna become, it's gonna become a little light up Christmas tree forest thingy-mabobber. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, and I'll have to figure out some way to set these down without, you know, destroying anything. And then I'll have to probably put moss or something or snow around or something. I'm not sure yet. Well, let's just get started. I had to figure out how to get the lights to stand on this wood round. So what I did was I got out wood beads. They were the big brown wood beads that are have a pretty big hole in them. And I just sort of painted them white right there. You can see that with just a marker. And then those fit in there, and I could glue that down to the wood round. So now I'm going to glue the battery pack underneath, and I'm going to glue my little legs on, so that hides the battery pack. It brings us up a little bit. And now I'm gluing my trees down because they're all in those beads. I glued them into those beads. Worked absolutely perfect. Then I'm going to take the larger ones, and I think I have 4 of those, and I'm going to stick those on there. I had to cut off like the little hangy part so I could just glue it down. They all have their batteries in. They're all lit up. And the idea is, of course, I'm going to unscrew them and screw them in to get them on and off, right? So I'm just playing with that here. Like, is that going to work? Yeah, it worked. Okay, so then I'm like, okay, I got to make this snow. So I went and got cotton balls. I was in a cotton ball mood this week, obviously. And I just started throwing glue down and then just shoving the cotton balls around there, unwinding my cotton balls and putting them in there. Because I knew I was going to go over this with faux snow, you know, spray the faux snow on there. And that would really sort of pull it all together, which it did. I would do this effect again, actually, using, I mean, this is kind of like that roll-out snow stuff that you, when you were a kid, that you used underneath your tree or in your village or something. So also, then by spraying the fake snow, it gave me some like fake snow on my crystal trees too, which was a really good effect. I really like that. And then after I did that, and I'm pulling out all my glue strings here because they were everywhere, and the faux snow just stuck to the glue strings. It was kind of fun. So then I went and got my blue fake snow and just sprinkled that around on the wet spray snow. Then taking my 2 little trees here, I just glued one as is. I wasn't sure about the second one yet, so I grabbed the Let It Snow. I shoe polished it with white. I didn't need to get it like stark white because I knew I was going to put stuff on it too. And then I just spray glued on it and put the leftover dropped off snow and sprinkle parts onto it. Then I cut that tree down. It wasn't a full tree. I bended and took part of it off, put it in the back, and then the Let It Snow got glued in the front. There you go. I hope you guys like this one too. Don't forget, please let me know which one was your favorite. Hold on, I'm going to say goodbye here in a sec. Did you like that? I mean, I'm kind of happy with all of these today, but my absolute favorite and the one I will be putting up in my own home for decoration would be this one. I have the perfect spot for it. So super excited about this one. Was a little bit more difficult, but it's such a statement piece, isn't it? And very winter, right? Doesn't necessarily say Christmas. It says winter for sure. So anyway, I absolutely love this. I hope you guys like that too. Okay, so tell me which one was your favorite. And let it snow, right? All right, so thank you again to the lovely ladies that did this challenge. I'm super excited. I've told my besties all know this, that next year I'm going to be doing challenges the whole year. That's going to be what my goal is to do challenges and only challenges to really help grow and put exposure out there. I've like did a TikTok. I've been in bed, so I've been like learning how to use my social media. I did a short, not a really good one, but I was like watching videos on how to do shorts and TikToks and trying to really understand Instagram. So anyway, so I'm working on it. I'm getting better at it. All right. So thank you again to Tammy and Ellie and the co-host Our Great House. Thank you ladies so very much. I love this challenge. It was fun. I really liked that it wasn't specific Christmas and it was more winter. And so again, let me know which one was your favorite. This one is super cute though, for like a top of a tier tray or something. I feel like it'd be really cute. All right. Anyway, let it snow. So everybody have a great day, a great week, a great life. And as always, from your singing crafty crafter, oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the Dollar Tree is calling. Happy hunting at your local Dollar Tree. Bye, guys. See you back here tomorrow for day number 2 of my 25 straight days of Christmas.